Hey neighbor, today we're going to be talking about peppers. A secret to growing peppers is good disease control. We're going to continue the conversation we had last week when we was talking about tomatoes. Today we're talking about specifically peppers because they are susceptible to a disease that we've seen a lot of damage in the last few years. We're going to identify that today, tell you what it looks like, and tell you how to be successful growing even though this disease is out there, how to counteract it and how to control it. And that disease is called Phytophthora. Now, that's a long, complex word, and you really don't have to understand how to spell it or even pronounce it. But it has wreaked havoc on us the last few years. Now, this disease on peppers has been around for a while, and on up the East Coast, North Carolina, and that area up in there, it's been worse than it's been down here in the deep South. We hadn't had as big a problem with it years ago as we've had in the last 5 or 6 years, but it has moved down here on in Florida and causing a lot of problems. Phytophthora is a water spore, unlike tomato spotted wilt virus we talked about last week, and is transmitted differently. It affects the plant somewhat similarly sometimes, but not always. With tomatoes, we call Phytophthora late blight. But for some reason or other, we don't call them that in peppers, we just call it Phytophthora. Tomatoes have a lot of disease problems. We know about that. The virus we talked about last week, how it can just drastically kill your plants all at one time. Phytophthora on late blight is more of a foliar stem type deal, but on peppers and other things, it can also be a root problem or a vegetative or a leaf and a stem problem. Today we're going to focus on the Phytophthora leaf and stem problem, and this particular Phytophthora affects cucumbers, squash, eggplants, all kinds of things, but we're going to narrow it down and just talk about mainly just peppers today and how you can counteract and grow peppers even though we got this disease present. Now, Phytophthora is a water spore. It moves through the water. So anytime we have water movement, splashing, or anything like that, it can cause Phytophthora to move and to infect things. Warm, moist conditions is ideal for Phytophthora. To counteract that, we want to limit the amount of water splashing or water movement to control that particular pathogen. Growing in raised beds is one way we can really do well controlling this disease, because raised beds we know naturally stay drier than in-ground does. So when we find ourselves growing in raised beds, our pepper disease pressure seems to be less because we have better drainage there. Good water management is the key with this Phytophthora right here. We don't want to plant in a low area if we're planting in ground, because that's just setting itself up. Planting on a raised bed or planting on a higher ground there, planting in a raised bed is a good practice to have. Also, irrigation, and this one's really important. It's important we use drip irrigation on our plants here, because if we use overhead irrigation, we run the risk of splashing, infecting our foliage there. So when we use drip irrigation, we're putting it directly on our root system there, and we're not moving as much water there, and we're reducing our possibility for disease pressure a lot. Now, when we're dealing with Phytophthora root rot, it's very similar to Pythium and other root rots there. We normally see a wilting in the plant. And when we get to that point, there's not a whole lot you can do with that plant except pull it up and get rid of it and move on. But to identify what Phytophthora looks like when we're having it above on the stem, it looks like this right here, or if we have it on the leaf, it looks similar to this right here. And we can also have this on the fruit. Most of the time, it looks like a kind of a powdered sugar type thing on the fruit, the limb or the leaf or whatever. And we see this colorization, and it's a good indicator we're dealing with Phytophthora. Now, rotation is also a big factor in this disease on our peppers. If you can, you're better off to follow a corn or a wheat crop or some type of grain there, because grains really don't get this disease and it starves out this pathogen. So we can't always do that, but if you can practice good rotation and follow a wheat cover crop or any kind of grain cover crop there, it's going to help dramatically. Corn is my favorite to follow, peppers and tomatoes to follow corn, and help with a lot of disease pressure. Now, there are a couple fungicides that helps us with this problem here. Fungamax and liquid cop, both of those have activity on Phytophthora, but it really works best as a preventative and then as a curative. Once we get this bad in our plant, it's really hard to cure. So it's best to apply this before we have the problem to prevent it. Both of these have very good mode of actions against Phytophthora. Well, the good thing is a lot of the vegetable breeders have been working on getting resistance to this in different varieties here. With pepper breeding, this is one of the forefronts the breeders are working on resistance to this right here. Our Halcinator jalapeno pepper that we added a year or so ago has resistance to this. It's one of our only peppers that does have this resistance. I anticipate in the next 2 or 3 years adding more varieties that are resistant to this right here because the breeders are actively working on it so hard. In fact, it's probably one of the number one things that they are working on. And just a side note, we have a couple of tomatoes that are resistant to late blight or Phytophthora as well. Invincible, which is a Roma style tomato, it's a determinate, has good resistance to it, and also Mountain Merit. You will find most of your Mountain series have good resistance to Phytophthora. Mountain Merit is the one we carry, and it's got good resistance to the late blight. So neighbor, the fact of the matter is if you grow peppers, more likely you have had this problem or you're going to have this problem. So be aware of this disease in your garden here. Let's recap some of the things we can do to help counteract it. First of all, if you can, plant a resistant variety. There's not many of them out there, but there's more coming in the pipeline, so just be aware of that. Number 2 is keep a fungicide program going as a preventative. And this Garden Phos and Liquid Cop are great products to help us with disease and help keeping our plants clean as a preventative. And number 3 is water management. And this is probably the most important here. Never plant in an area that's going to stay wet where we have water moving underneath the ground or it gets waterlogged. Always plant in an area that drains well. I'm not a huge fan of mulching our vegetables, but mulching actually helps with this particular problem because it keeps the splashing from the soil back up on the plant and infecting the plant here. If you're just planting a few, I highly recommend planting them in a raised bed where we have good drainage there and use drip irrigation. These strategies will help you be successful growing peppers, even though they are susceptible to some diseases out there.